Welcome to Defender's Voice. I am Dr. Paul. Thank you for joining us today. Please send me your questions to info@drpaul.org. To support our ministry, please visit us at www.drpaul.org. Subscribe to our channel. Share your comments. This is a politically incorrect channel. I might be saying things that you may not like to hear. Today's question is, Dave Chappelle created a social storm by criticizing transgender ideology. Netflix still supports him. Is this right? Now, for starters, Dave Chappelle is an American comedian. Lately, he has been irritating the cultural elites with his comments and jokes. He called LGBTQ community as the alphabet people. In his recent program on Netflix, he said, gender is fact. He made it clear that gender is binary and biologically determined. Now you can imagine, needless to say, the cultural elites are up in arms. They called for his immediate cancellation. Trans employees of Netflix demanded immediate removal of Dave Chappelle from Netflix. Netflix did not budge. They threw their weight behind Dave Chappelle. Instead of firing Dave, they fired a trans employee because that person attended a meeting, a business meeting, without an invitation. This added fuel to the fire. Adding to the insults, Mr. Chappelle also declared himself Team TERF, joining J.K. Rowling, author of famous Harry Potter books. TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. He said they cancelled J.K. Rowling. Effectually, she said gender was fact. The trans community got mad as bleep. They started calling her a TERF. End quote. Let us look at these developments from a constitutional dimension. Here is a black American, an African American, exercising his First Amendment rights. You may not like what he says, but you should respect his right to express his ideas. That is what comedy is all about. In the olden days, comedians used it to satirize even emperors, often risking their careers and lives. Today's comedians reduced themselves to worthless buffoons. They would play jokes as long as they do not offend the cultural elites. When Trump was in the White House, he was ridiculed, joked, and mocked on a daily basis by our comedians. Now, no comedian is cracking satire on President Biden. You must belong to the Republican Party or a conservative group to be ridiculed by our comedian buffoons. They don't cross lines and make fun of progressives. But Dave Chappelle crossed the line. He is making fun of trans people. They say that is absolutely not acceptable. So you can see the double standards here. Then we should also see this from a religious dimension. Mr. Dave Chappelle is a Muslim. He takes Islam seriously. The religion of Islam teaches that men and women are different. Let me show you a verse from Quran 3:36. But when she delivered her, she said, "My Lord, I have delivered a female, and Allah was most knowing of what she delivered, and the male is not like the female. And I have named her Mary, and I seek refuge for her in you, and for her descendants from Satan, the expelled from the mercy of Allah." That is from Quran 3:36. So if you look at this verse, when Mary was born, the Quran says Allah was most knowing of what she delivered, and the male is not like the female. So Orthodox Islam teaches that men and women are fundamentally different right from the birth. As a Muslim, Mr. Dave Chappelle was expressing his Islamic beliefs concerning gender. The US Constitution affords him the right to express his religious beliefs concerning any topic. His freedom of speech should not be curtailed. The trans community said Mr. Chappelle's rhetoric leads to more violence against them. They condemned his speech as hate speech. That is also a bad argument. Can I criticize Democrats? No, you can't, because it leads to violence against Democrats. Can I criticize Republicans? No, you can't, because it leads to violence against Democrats. Can I criticize Hinduism? No, you can't, because it leads to violence against Hindus. Can I criticize Islam? No, you can't criticize because it leads to violence against Muslims. If we follow that logic, we have to keep quiet all day long. I have to close down my channel. We won't be able to criticize any idea or followers of any ideology. You can also say double standards here. When someone mocks Christian faith, no one says that is hate speech. When someone mocks Judaism, no one says that is hate speech against the Jews. No one says that puts Christians in danger when you criticize Jesus. So Netflix, when it broadcasted Cuties, glorified pedophilia, that would lead to abuse of children, but these elites were silent. When Netflix released the TV series 13 Reasons Why, remember that, which glorified suicide and drugs. Millions of people are dying in our society due to drugs and suicide. The critics kept quiet. They said Netflix must have freedom to broadcast its values. So Cuties and 13 Reasons Why, they were okay. But they say Netflix should not have any freedom to criticize this particular group. Such double standards only make you look hypocritical. So whether you like it or not, Mr. Dave Chappelle has a right to express his viewpoints. As an American, he has constitutional rights to speak up his mind. As a Muslim, he has a freedom of religion. So we should respect his rights. Okay, folks, that is my answer to your question. Please share your comments and like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Have a nice evening.